Hi everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we are going to try a Japanese style of braiding. What you'll be needing today are 7 pieces of yarn or string, a pencil, our cardboard loom, and a scissor. Now your cardboard is going to be cut into a square. This style of braiding can also be done with your cardboard in a circle, but I only had squares in class today. There is going to be a hole in the center and 8 cuts made in the cardboard. So 1 at the center of each side and then 1 on each corner, just in case you want to make one of these at home. We have 7 different pieces of string that we are going to be braiding together. And the way that we are going to start is I'm going to take all the ends of my strings and line them up together. We are going to be doing a Japanese style of braiding, and this can be turned into a bracelet, a necklace, a keychain, really anything you'd like. Now that I have all 7 pieces of my string with the ends mostly lined up, I'm going to knot them together. The way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to take all of the strings as a group, wrap them around 2 fingers, to make a loop. I can open my fingers up and I am going to tuck all of these tails in through the gap into that loop so I can knot them all together as one. There we go. Once I have it knotted, I am going to press that knot through the hole so it pops out on the other side. If you want, you can take your pencil and help push it through if it gets stuck. And I am going to pull it so the knot is sticking out on the other side and all of my other strings are hanging forward down the front. Once you have your knot pushed through the back of your cardboard, you're going to take each of your pieces of string and place them into one of the slots. You can decide if you want to do them in a specific order or if you just want them randomly placed around your board. That works too. There we go. Once you have all of your strings in there, I like to comb my fingers through the back so that I can make sure they are not tangled together. And you should have 1 slot left on your cardboard that does not have a string in it. Now we can actually start our braiding. So the way that we're going to be doing this is by moving our strings from the different slots on our board. Now I am going to move mine clockwise, so it is going to be going in the direction that a clock's hand goes. So I'm going to draw an arrow that is coming from the top and curving around so I don't forget what way I am weaving. And now I'm going to start at that empty notch and I'm going to count 3 strings back. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull out that 3rd string, so that is my darker orange, and I'm going to move that following my arrow into the empty slot. Now I can turn my board. I'm going to look at that empty notch. I'm going to count 3 strings back. Now it's the white one. Pull it out and place it into the empty notch. Again, moving in that direction of my arrows. I can even draw arrows on this side too, because I'm always going to be turning in that direction. So now I'm looking at my empty notch, counting 1, 2, 3 back, pulling out my yellow and popping it in. I'm going to keep doing this, and as I keep pulling out the 3rd string and popping it back in, my braid is going to start to come out the back where the knot is. So I'm going to keep turning, counting 3, pulling it out, popping it into the empty slot, turning it, 1, 2, 3, out, in, turn. And as I continue to do this, I am going to want to check all of my long strings to make sure they're not tangling together, so I keep combing my fingers through them, and then I can continue. So there's my empty slot, 1, 2, 3, move it in the direction of my arrows, and rotate, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to keep going with this. So I've been doing this for a little while now, and you can start to see my tail sticking out the cardboard has gotten longer, And the braid is starting to form around the base, so it is getting built up and out as I continue to rotate and move my strings. So this is going to continue to get longer and longer. I'm going to keep following that pattern, so just picking back up where I left off, counting 3 back, moving my string forward, and continuing on with that until the length that is coming out the back is as big as I want it for whatever I'm making. So if you're making a bracelet, you want it to be big enough for you to tie around your wrist. If you're making a keychain, you can decide how long you want that. Or if you're making a necklace or anything else like a bookmark, again, you can decide the length that you want it. So I'm going to finish the rest of this off camera, again, just counting 3 back, moving that string into the empty slot, and continuing on until it is the length that I want. And that is my braid all finished. I decided to make mine into a friendship bracelet. So on the back, sticking out from our hole, I have my woven braid that I have created. And I continue to go until it is the length that it is going to fit around the wrist so I can tie it. Once you are finished and you like the length of your design, you can pull all of your strings out from your cardboard and pull the rest of your braid out from the hole. And you should be left with something like this. Now, depending on what you want to do with it, I would say the best thing to do first is tie off the end so it doesn't unravel. So I'm going to take all of those long strings at the end, loop them around 2 fingers, and then tuck the big tail through the hole. So I can tie another knot just like we did in the beginning. I can use my finger to kind of scoot the knot where I want it. So I have my finger in the loop so I can move it around. And then I'm going to pull it out and knot it shut. And now if you want yours to be a keychain or a bookmark, you can just trim your tail however short or long you would like it. If you want yours to be a bracelet or a necklace, once you measure it around that person's wrist, then you can tie it and cut off all of the extra. You definitely want to tie it before you cut off any of the extra yarn, just in case you need it to be a little bit bigger. You'll have extra space to tie it there. So I made mine into a friendship bracelet for my best friend, so I am going to get her wrist, and I can take my bracelet and tie it on to make sure it is going to fit. I don't want to tie it too tight. And then pull it shut. And once I have it tied on there, then I can get my scissor very carefully so I don't hurt them and cut off all of the extra. What do you think? Once you finish your braid, you can post a picture on our Padlet page so you can show all of your friends what you have made. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!